Hi guys! As we get closer and closer to it actually becoming fall and autumn, I have been so prepared. Even though it's still pretty warm here in Phoenix, I am just ready. Fall season and winter, it's my favorite time. And I'm also a firm believer in being able to wear any type of makeup look you want any time of year, but I still do like to kind of think about the fall trends. So if you're on the same boat as me and you are ready for fall, this is the video for you. I'm going over the products that I have that I think are going to be really fall appropriate, and I hope you guys also leave your recommendations in a comment below. I'll start off with eyeshadows, and the first eyeshadow palette that I want to mention is this Tartelette palette, and this is something that I've only recently started loving. This palette has beautiful mauves and plummy tones, and you also have nice transition colors, a nice matte black, and down here, or up here actually, I flipped it over, but this is a nice highlight shade. It's a really nice all-encompassing palette. The thing about this is it's completely matte, so if you love matte eyeshadows, this palette is for you. The reason why I only started loving it recently is because I am not used to wearing all matte eyeshadows. I usually use matte eyeshadows to complement the shimmery ones, the glittery ones, and all the ones that I love wearing on my eyelids, they're usually not matte, but now I'm starting to love the all matte look. Clearly I'm not doing that today, but I am loving this palette and I definitely recommend it for fall. So even the lighter shades up here, very pigmented, all of them are very easy to blend. So even the lighter ones, it's not like you can't see them. It's a beautiful palette. All the shadows are very pigmented. The next eyeshadow palette that I have that screams fall for me is the Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild, and this one is from the drugstore. It comes with 8 beautiful eyeshadows, and unlike the Tartelette palette, this one is all shimmer. This palette I did use today, and then I actually paired it with the Tartelette palette. This palette, I used this color right here just as a transition shade. That's the only thing I used from this palette today, and the rest was this Comfort Zone palette. This palette is so versatile. It comes with really nice warm tones on this side, and then you have your greens over here. You can come up with so many different looks with it, and it's only $5. This eyeshadow, the one I used today on my lid, is very interesting. It's something that you could wear all over the lid on its own. Technically, I didn't have to use a transition shade because in the crease, this will turn like a chocolatey brown because of the dimension that it has and the way that you look at it from different sides of your face. Like it could look like an all brown eyeshadow, and then over here it can look like a green eyeshadow. It's a really beautiful color. And this one right here is also a very nice pigmented shade that I put in the outer V, and this is the one I used in my inner corner, and this really brightens up the eye. It's a really beautiful neutral palette that will allow you to, like the name suggests, stay within your comfort zone, but it has that something extra, that something special that allows it to stand out compared to the other neutral eyeshadows out there, which I think a lot of neutral eyeshadows lack. So again, this shade, it's my favorite. I keep mentioning it because it's amazing. This one down here as well is beautiful all over the lid, and you can tell how pigmented that is right there on my finger. And then this one right here too is very pigmented, and it looks really similar to Blackheart in the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Now we're going to talk about blush, which is of course my favorite type of makeup. And the first one is the Balm's Instain in Pinstripe. This is a beautiful matte plum that screams fall for me. I definitely recommend using a stippling brush when you're applying this and just use a very light hand. I own 3 Instains and they're all beautiful, very pigmented, and they last all day. So it's not like it looks real fresh when you put it on and then by the end of the day you can't even tell that you had blush on. This stays nice and fresh all day. No matter how you apply it, it just stays on your cheeks, hence the name Instain. Love these blushes, and this one I think is perfect for fall. So if you are a matte girl, if you love matte blush and you have not tried the Balm's Instain, I definitely recommend this. I am convinced that there is a Milani baked blush for every occasion, and for fall I am going to recommend Milani's Rose d'Oro. There are a few in the Milani baked blush collection that I would consider to be fall appropriate, but there's something about Rose d'Oro and that rose gold factor that just screams fall for me. I love this one. This was my favorite one until I purchased Berry Amore, which I have right here. I mentioned this in my Milani favorites video recently. But yeah, I think this is a great one for fall. I love rose gold in the fall, especially if you're going to be rocking some berry lips and you want just a nice flush of color on your cheeks, then this is the one to go for. I put a little bit on my cheeks today. That's the only blush I'm using. Love it. If you look really closely at Rose d'Oro, there is some shimmer in there, but it's not intense, it's not chunky. It gives you a really pretty glow. And again, if you use a light hand, it just comes out really nice and natural, and you don't even have to use a highlighter. My next blush is also from the drugstore, and this is the Maybelline Master Highlight in Mauve. I love the formula of these Master Highlights. I think I have every shade and they're all great. And from the drugstore, they win for overall best blush formula for me over the Milani Baked blushes. And you guys know I love Milani Baked blushes, so that's saying something. So Mauve is beautiful for fall. It has that beautiful glowiness, more so than Rose d'Oro, because I mean the name suggests it's a Master Highlight, so you're gonna get that highlight factor. And the color is also very similar to Rose d'Oro, but it has a little bit more of a plumminess to it because of some of those plums mixed in there. If you love glow without any shimmer and you just want the sheen, I would choose the Master Highlight over the Rose d'Oro blush from Milani. Milani, again, does have a little bit of shimmer in there mixed in. It's not really obvious on your face, but there are bits of shimmer in there, and this is just a full-on sheen. And it's so glowy without the shimmer. Last but not least, lip color, of course. The first one is MAC Syrup, which is what I'm wearing right now, and it is a luster finish, which means it's going to look really sheer when you swatch it on the back of your hand and when you apply it. So it's a guaranteed no fuss type of lipstick. I can wear this year-round. I do wear it year-round, but I love it especially in the fall because of the slight mauve berry tone that it gives, but it's still a nice neutral. It also gives pretty nice shine to the lips, so you don't have to wear lip gloss, and it's nice and hydrating. And if you love purple and you don't want to get too dramatic with it and you want something for every day, I really recommend Revlon's Berry Haute. And I mentioned this in my MAC dupes video fall edition last year, and I said this is a dupe for MAC Up the Amp. And it's a beautiful purple that does not look very intense on my lips. You can see it in that video. I will link it below. It looks like a nice berry shade, and if you want to pair it with a purple lip liner, you can really get the purple out of it. I love the Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. I love this shade. And it would not be a fall video without talking about a true berry shade like this. This is Milani Sangria, which is a really popular shade. This is not as intense as it is in the Bullet. I will swatch it right next to Berry Haute, and you will see that it's a berry color, but it's not so dark that you couldn't really pull it off almost every day. And that's why I like it. If you want something darker, I would recommend something else. But this is a beautiful, true berry color, and the Milani lipsticks, amazing formula, of course. And just to show you how long-lasting that Milani Sangria is, I just used a really gross-looking makeup wipe that I'm not going to show you, but it's still kind of there, and it's really hard to take off. So that thing will last on your lips for a very long time. And that is it for my product recommendations for fall. If you have any of yours, please leave them down below. I would love to read them. Or if you just want to let me know what you love about fall and what you're excited for, that's great as well, because I love getting excited for this time of year. I'm already thinking about how to decorate my apartment and this area here for fall. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye!